But at what point does it become serious? I'm going to keep it as a simple message. Just to give you an idea, I've never not taken an X-ray. That was a double negative, but you'll understand. Since 1995, when I graduated, so I've never seen a patient in practice for the past 28 years that I haven't taken an X-ray on. I actually, in school, I was a TA for the technique classes, and I was a TA for radiology. And it's actually the way, because while I was TAing for radiology, it's the way that I actually started bumping into what Deed was doing and Don was doing. Actually, more Don at that time, but Deed was on his way up, just with pre and post X-ray. And I heard about them getting results, and that's really kind of led me into, wanting to see more of the spine and how chiropractic can affect that spine. So the only time I haven't taken an X-ray in practice is that if the patient was pregnant or is pregnant, or if the patient couldn't stand up on their own. As soon as they can stand up on their own, 4 or 5 years old, and taking X-rays. And I guess the simple message that I want to actually discuss today is, and it's something that you guys have to ask yourselves, is at what point does scoliosis become serious in your practice? Like at what stage, at what point in your practice throughout a lifetime, does scoliosis get serious? And let's start off with Annette. Annette came in just a little bit ago. Actually, she came in late August, and cervical X-ray. So one of the things you'll see, and Pascal probably discuss, is like when there's scoliosis or any like major translation to the spine, the neck is always going to be actually involved, and you'll start to see some pretty funky upper cervical stuff, a lot of reversals, a lot of stuff that you would not necessarily always see in just the people without these massive shifts and curves. So neck comes in with, her neck, 53 mils of anterior translation. Obviously, we know, the more the spine goes forward, we increase for every inch forward, you increase the pressure on the lower C-spine by 10 pounds. You can start to see here that 5-6 starts blowing out here. That's the only area with spinal damage at this point. A little bit of 6-7, but that's normal too with this type of shape. And you just see some cervical clips. You see some thyroid clips here. Wonder if there's a connection. And then we take another X-ray, and this is her upper thorax. And listen, you have to understand too, and let's go to one more X-ray. So she came in and she said that she was only been experiencing pain for about 4 weeks. And I'm going like, what? She's been only experiencing back pain for 4 weeks. But she walks with the walker, and she cannot walk with her walker for more than 10 minutes. She's been in her care 3 times a week since August. Now she came in and she just said that now she can walk all day with her walker. And to me, that's awesome, right? When I look at a scoliosis like this, what I see is chaos, right? What I see is chaos, and I believe as the chaos in the world increases, we're going to see more and more chaos within spines. And so what I want to do when I see chaos, I want to bring order to it, like regards to the amount of order, but I want to like shoot for order, shoot for alignment, and that's going to bring order within the body. This touches home too because Karen, so Holly's mom, Karen, 2 years ago, she's had a scoliosis, obviously, we believe since childhood. And we've just seen her throughout we've been married for 27 years. Since we've been married, I've been trying to get her to see a chiropractor. She'd be going to see chiropractors, and I would be going, I'd be giving the recommendation, and here's a 91, just show up, show them this, and they're a small town, and just tell them that you can prepay the whole thing. And then the chiropractors would always come back with, well, I can't correct this. I can't really help this. And I'm going like, oh my goodness, I want to give a few of them a shake, right? It's just like, okay, so you can't correct it, but just keep her mobile. Keep it like a functional scoliosis. Keep her mobile, because we know that there's very, very specific load moments here that are going to break down, okay? over time. So we just saw her get slower and slower and slower. She started walking with a walker, and then she started actually not being able to get more than, she's not 9 degrees, she's kind of get higher than 45 up. And with posture, slowing the shuffle stepping. And then 2 years ago, she finally actually had a compression fracture. So, and which actually sent her, now she's crawling around the house. When she wants to go from the bed to the bathroom, she crawls. When she wants to go to actually try to grab a bite to eat in the kitchen, she crawls from her bedroom to her kitchen. She's got this compression fracture. She was able to go to the Mayo Clinic. Now, first of all, where do you think a compression fracture is going to actually happen in the spine? Well, it's going to happen at the biggest stress and load moment, which is going to be in this area here. You guys can't see me with my pen. In this area here, or it's going to be in this area here. Well, it happened in this area here. So now she's in devastating amount of pain. She can't move. So she actually gets sent to the Mayo Clinic, which is an amazing clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, cutting edge in a lot of things. Well, one of the things that they're able to do with compression fractures is they did spinal surgery, and they go in and they put a balloon in and they pump the balloon up to try to bring the compression fracture up. Why they're trying to do that is because they're trying to reduce the curve, right? They're trying to reduce the curve. So they do that. Well, was it deemed a success? Well, she was able to reduce some of her oxycontin and oxycodone. She's lost her mobility. She walks pretty much full time with a walker now. She's with the Holly right now. And so I took a little bit of pain away, but she's lost all of her function, right? To the point now where she's going to be going into a home. Last year, she actually was airlifted. We got a call from the airlift crew. She was being airlifted from the Mayo Clinic, from the hometown to the Mayo Clinic with a dissecting aortic aneurysm in the aortic arch. So here again, the aortic arch is up here, right? Okay, so dissecting aortic aneurysm at one of the apex of the curves. Do you guys think that it just so happens to be with severe scoliosis, there's an increased incidence of dissecting aneurysm in the aortic arch? Well, thankfully, it wasn't luck. We were praying a lot, but they did a great job with saving her life. But at what point does it become serious, right? At what point? Well, let's go to Lucia. Lucia's been a patient for like 10 plus years. Okay, so anterior carriage, decreased curve. What's blowing out? 5-6. That's spinal mechanics. Here's Lucia. Now, Lucia, this is what her X-ray in 2021. She actually does aerobics every day. She does yoga. She actually bikes. She's very, very athletic, and so she's 62 years old. She's got, now we've had a lot of correction with this lower back, but she's still really, really crooked, right? And on top of that is that, the specialists are in spinal mechanics are the ones that have actually used X-ray as diagnosis, how to do their protocols, and as prognosis for the patient, because we're the ones that see the X-rays. I'm so sick and tired of hearing like the chiropractic marketing control the narratives of chiropractic. So sick of hearing the coaches says, well, do we really need the X-rays? You know what? Yeah, I'm a chiropractor. I want to see the spine. Because you know what? With Lucia, well, you got her curve, but you know what? You see this big, massive osteophyte here? Why do you think there's a big, massive osteophyte? Because this is another load moment area that you wouldn't know about unless you saw the X-ray and see the X-rays over years. If you see a patient once and never see them again, you can't have a clue about how X-rays degenerate over time, how a person's life degenerates over time if you don't see them throughout a lifetime. So we're the specialists. I would just wish that, because back in the old days, to become a specialist, you had to be really good. There's a whole bunch of like pie holes that actually need to be shut right now. Moving right along. Mike, 64, he could not, he's a lawyer. He came in July 2022. He couldn't move, okay? He can't bend down. He walked in with slippers because he hasn't seen his feet in the past year because he can't move. So he's a lawyer walking around with slippers, 60 mils anterior carriage, blowing out 567. This is him. I forget the date on this. This is him about 6 months, 7 months later. Okay. 60 reduced to 45, curves coming back. Look at that. That's awesome. Okay. Mike has actually had, from July 2022, I just saw him yesterday, 147 adjustments. But I got him walking again. And now he comes in with shoes now because he can actually tie his shoes up. This is him, July 2022. Well, there's a whole bunch of disc wedging there, right? Where do you think the bulge is going to end up? Posterior, lateral, on what side, right? This is him, February 2023. Now, is there improvement? Absolutely. Look at the disc spacing. The wedging is getting better. He's moving, and he's a 64-year-old with teenagers. He wants to be around. Well, the way he was going, I told him he was going into the home within the next 10 years. If you can't move now, you got about 10 years. You're going to be immobile completely, paying thousands of dollars a month for somebody else to actually take care of the basic needs that most of us take for granted every day. Susan, 60 years old. She just came in July 2023. Reversal. See, that's what I'm talking about, these funky necks, right? Reversal, massive blowout, right? 5, 6, 7. Massive osteophytes, or spondylophytes, or is the correct actually term, but we'll use spurring, right? This is Susan, upper back. Susan, lower back. These images too, there's some of them that are not too clear because I was using my iPhone to take all these pictures off of our monitors. She comes in and she's in massive pain. She can't even lay on her back, okay? She can't lay on her back without having massive pain. So her pain hasn't changed that much. Her function's getting better. I got her neck mobile again because initially she was not moving at all. But she's becoming functional, but she still has a lot of pain. And I simply said, you know what? I know you got a lot of pain that when you're laying on your back. But what I'm trying to do is not have you lay on your back for the rest of your life. So it's not that I don't hear you don't have pain. It's just going to take time, and it's going to take years. Right? It's going to take years. And she says, will I have to see you for the rest of my life? Well, it depends. How long you want to keep standing? Vincente, okay? Funky reversal, right? Reversal at 3-4, posterior apex, right? That's August 2022. He's in massive pain, has seen all sorts of spinal surgeons and spinal specialists, massive pain. He's from South America. Well, this is him, March 2023. 110, 115 adjustments over the past year. Okay, is it worth it? When does it become serious? This is lower back, right? Massive curvature, massive disc wedging, massive 21 mils on the pelvic, right? 17 mils on the hips. From August 2022 to September 2023, 110, 115 adjustments approximately. Look, is it better? Yeah. Is it perfect? No. But we're restoring order. Chaos towards order. Misalignment towards alignment. Bringing order within the body. 21 down to 12. Is it worth it? Well, it is to Vincente. He's a professional symphony music guy. He couldn't even play anymore. Okay. So the question you have to ask, when do I take this seriously? Do I really believe that I'm changing the world one spine at a time? Stephanie, 15, comes in January 2020. Well, 8 weeks after January 2020, you know what happened? Chaos, right? Crazy chaos with crazy leaders, right? Don't see her, doesn't start care. Just took an x-ray of her, came back in October 2025. She's an amazing hockey player. She's 15 years old, but she plays U18 and she plays I don't know if it's U20 or U21. She's an amazing goaltender, but has actually got hit with concussions repetitively. Well, you know what? I'm sitting down with mom and I just said, look, for 3 years, she's gone through a reversal. Just look at how thick this disc is right here. Well, this is the same disc, anterior wedging now. Where do you think the bulge is going to pop through? Stephanie, look from C1. down to T1. Pretty good alignment there. And like, oh, we're just a little crooked. What do we call that? A mild, like what? Right convexity or left concavity, mild to moderate, right? That's what the MDs, the radiologists would say, oh, that's normal. I see that all the time, right? Well, October 2023. Now look at this. Well, this zigzag here is still there, but look at now T1, T2, T3 going sideways. 2020, lower back. Okay, we got this curvature or list or whatever you guys want to call it. And we got something really funky happening at L4, L5. I've got my pelvic line in it that's hiding it, but there's this wedging starting to happen. Well, a few weeks ago, I took another look. Look at this wedging. She's 15 years old. Okay. And the curve is going one way. Now the curve's going another way. In 3 years, she's going to look like 25, 35, 45. When does it become serious? Is this a scoliosis? By definition, no. Is it just as serious as one? Yes. Because I just have one level of seriousness for that patient in front of me. Billy, 12 years old, 2021. Mom brought her in because she's got this funky posture, right? She got this bad posture. You know what? I'm so sick and tired of hearing bad posture. Posture is a reflection of the spine. It's not bad posture, it's bad spine, right? It's bad spine. 1 year later, goes from 26 mils to 40 mils. Didn't start care, okay? It's more serious anterior, more serious reversal. Now get this, look at this. You know how I said it's connected, right? So bad posture brought to a GP. Oh, I see this all the time. She'll probably grow out of it, right? These little like shifts, right? No big deal. These lateral lists, right? Full-blown scoliosis. A year later, right? Look at this wedging here. Is that a load moment? Is that going to become a load moment for her when she's like 42, 52, 62, 72? Is that a load moment? Where do you think the compression fracture is going to happen at 62 or 72? Adele comes in, okay, with mid-back pain. His mom's a dentist that I've seen for years, okay? Got her curve back. She started to notice that he's got some postural issues and started to have back pain. So I take an x-ray, 9 years old. This is like a couple weeks ago. Whoa, Adele, not too shabby. Unfortunately, don't see too many of these anymore in grade schoolers, right? November 2023. Mid-back. Load moment. Do you think this is causing his mid-back pain? When you do palpation, can you feel that shift? Most of you guys can feel that shift through palpation. Do you know how serious it is, though? You have no clue how serious it is unless you're taking x-rays. And if it's not serious, then you're not going to take x-rays. So when does it become serious for us, right? Mom saw that, boom, she's a dentist. She gets it. It's mechanics. She said, I can't wait to see the x-ray. Emery. So like Adele, remember? Adele had mid-back pain. Emery has no pain. I saw them. I did the reports on the same day, or the exam on the same day. Adele 9, Emery 9, same age, no symptoms other than she just kind of hunches forward. Mom doesn't like the posture. Mom's been a patient of mine for years. Whoa, 9 years old. Whoa, start of a reversal, 9 years old. No symptoms. Whoa. 9 years old, load moment. No symptoms, bad posture. No, not bad posture, bad spine. 80, 7 years old. Has seen specialists along the way because she kind of walks funny. She's kind of clumsy. She trips all the time. 7 years old. Okay, anterior carriage of a 7-year-old. And we know that this curve, just with gravity and her being behind a desk and the computer for 10 hours in her future as a student, with decreased recess time and decreased running around the playground time, decreased activity time, right? It's just going to get worse. Look at this. She's standing straight. And look at this. Now, could I palpate that? Yeah, absolutely. I could feel that. Could I motion palpate that and feel like the restrictions? No, I can feel the subluxation. Yeah, I can feel that. Right? Can I see, check her pelvic heights, check her alignment, stuff like that, and see the distortions? Yeah. But what I want to see is the spine. Why? Because we're specialists. And the specialists that know the spine the most are the ones that understand the mechanics, not only from the motion palpation and the movement and the alignment and the posture, but also through X-ray. Because the more we've taken X-ray, the more we understand how this affects people throughout a lifetime. So coming back to Annette and my first question, when does this become serious for you? Because when it becomes serious for you, the patients are going to take it seriously. The patients are going to follow through, and the patients are going to actually allow you to step into their lives and change their spine one spine at a time.